the first day from PM networking and going through the journey for CCNA. I hope you are well aware of what is computer. Guys, are you well aware of computer systems? Can I get acknowledgement from you guys? Any one of you? Samson, Saurav, any one of you guys? Like, I hope you are well aware of computer systems. What is a computer? The whole journey for your CCNA starts from here. This is the main cause of developing network. What is the cause of developing network? A computer that you have purchased or any device that you have purchased, maybe your mobile phone, maybe your smart TV, maybe your smart refrigerator, any device that is smart, that is well capable of doing some action. So we'll start our journey from what is computer. A computer is a machine that is well capable to take input from you, that is well capable to what? To take input from you. Without this input, computers are not doing anything. See, I'm typing and my computer is taking the instruction. Even when you call from your mobile phone, you have to type the number and then press the call button. That means you're simply giving input. This input will be processed by your computer. This input will be processed by your computer. The second step what computer do is what? Process the data, process the instruction that the user has given to him, and the final result will be the output. After understanding what the input is and what he has to perform, the computer gives what? Result. That is the output. Okay, this is why we are purchasing computer. Whether you are developing any video, whether you are learning CCNA, whether you are just searching anything, first of all you need to do with what? You need to give instruction. That is the input from your keyboard, maybe a mouse, maybe your joystick for playing games, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so guys, uh, human made a fabulous invention that is known as a computer. Okay, so now you know in your computer in 2025 you have multiple files. You have files, you have folders in it. Inside these files and folder you have documents. Maybe those documents are in different format, maybe in PDF format, maybe in Word format. You have different files. I guess we all are well aware of them. Maybe Excel sheets. These are also what? Files, documents. Maybe you have an image that is in JPEG format, maybe PNG format, and XYZ formats. These are just the format to represent that data. But in the end, what a file is? A file, a folder, a game, a text, everything is what? Data. Data is the key player here, guys. Data is the key player. So inside our computer we have data. So what is the need of network, guys? Why did we develop network? What was the cause of developing network? So in the earlier days when we have computer systems, we have data inside those systems. Data 1, data 2. Data can be anything. Your image, your maybe your contact number inside your phone, that is also a data. Maybe the text that I'm sharing to you guys, that is also data. Is it true? Saurav, is it true? Can we please acknowledge if is it possible? If is it possible? No issues, guys. So everything is inside your computer is what? Data. Okay, starting from your anything, that a text, a number, your file folder, everything is data. So we need to transfer the data from PC1. There was a requirement. What was the requirement? We need to transfer the data from PC1 to PC2. That PC2 may be inside the same room, maybe maybe inside the same state where the person is living, maybe inside the same country, physically apart from each other, but still the requirement was to share the data from PC1 to PC2. So that is how our network develops. So earlier without network, how we were sharing data, guys, as you all are aware of, like floppy disk, that was a very old technology. Floppy disk, I hope you all are well aware of. If you want to see the image, let's go and Google it with a let's have fun of what? Network. We'll go and research what is floppy disk. If any one of you is having doubt in it, floppy disk. See, this is a disk that was used very like very earlier stages of your computer journey. Okay, so this is a sort of uh, basically a hardware that is well capable of storing data. So we need to go and purchase a floppy disk, then insert the floppy disk in our computer, then copy the data on the floppy disk, then go physically to the destination, then insert the same floppy disk to the PC2, and then copying the data from this drive, this disk, to the destination. So that was the journey of sharing data without network. And now you are well aware we don't use floppy disk. We evolved from floppy disk to CD, compact disk, readable and non rewritable. We have multiple categories in CD. Then we developed what? Then we developed pen drives. In today's scenario, 2025, no one use CD, no one use floppy disk. Everyone is like, I hope every one of you have must be having one pen drive. Maybe not you, maybe your friend will be having, but you all have having these hardwares. These are what? These are special hardwares of storing data. Then we are taking the disk pen drives to the destination and then inserting them and then copying the data. That was the journey, but that was taking time to do this process from sharing data from PC1 to PC2. If the destination is not same inside the same room, maybe not inside the same state, it will take time to share the data from PC1 to PC2 without a network. Then there was a problem. We humans, what we have capability, whenever we see a problem, then we try to solve that problem and give a solution. Yes, guys, we human have this capability. Even if you are working in a company, you are solving a problem for someone. You are getting paid for that, solving the problem and giving them the appropriate result that they need. Solving a problem. So that problem was what? It was taking time to share data, and like this is what I'm sharing from PC1 to PC2. But what if I want to share the same data to multiple more PC at the same time? It will take a lot of days, a lot of time to share the data if the destination is not like limited. If there are multiple destination and I want to send the shared and I want to send the same data, guys, it will be very difficult, not impossible, but it will be a time taking process. Then I need to go to PC1, then I'll go to PC2, then I'll go to PC3, then I'll go to PC4. That's how I'll be sharing data. But after the network, now you can see we are not doing one-to-one conversation, guys. We are in a meeting, and in this meeting I have multiple destination that I'm sharing the data. You can see the multiple numbers, multiple students attending the same session that you are attending, and I'm sharing the same data to multiple devices. The destination is not a single device, but what? Multiple devices are getting the data. And how fastly we are getting the data in milliseconds, guys. It doesn't care that we are sitting in the same room, in the same country, maybe different countries. It doesn't matter. The power of network is doing what? Is capable of connecting each and every one of you. And after connecting, guys, after connecting, we can share data. The simple journey of network is what? To connect people so that they can share data. So that's how we develop network. So I any doubt till here, guys? Any doubt till here? Please acknowledge. Arun, is my voice audible? If you're here.
Yeah, Sumit, please continue.
That- So again, the question ends up here, guys. What is network? So according to me, what I have learned, what I have assumed, what I have seen, and what I have observed. Observe. Okay, what is a network? I can say collections of devices. Collection of device. Why collection of device? Because I need to share data, and to do that, at least I need two people. One is sender and one is receiver. So collection can be more than one, not a single person. If there's a single person, then there is no need of sharing data, because that person is the sender and that person is the only receiver there. So why do we need to have network? But when we have collection of devices, like multiple people are there, and I want to send the data, then I would be requiring network. So you can say collection of devices, you can say, sorry, collection of devices, you can say group of devices. Group of devices. Okay, these are the group of devices. When you connect them, group of devices when are connected to each other, when are connected to each other. Suppose you did not attend the session, you did not join our network, then what will be happening? You will be not receiving the data. So first of all, if you want to receive data from a network, from that network, you need to join the network, you need to connect to the network. So group of devices when connected to each other through a medium, that is, you need to have something to get connected, whether a wired connection, maybe a wireless connection, through a medium. When these group of devices are connected to each other through a medium, the result is they can share data. Ta-da. The final result is what? To share data. And how we are sharing? We are connecting these devices in a group, in a medium, and through that medium we are sharing that data, guys. And we have made that possible. We have made wired cables, we have made wireless technologies, and through these technologies we are well capable of sharing data to any device. Maybe that is your mobile phone in that network, maybe that is the printer in your network, maybe that there is a smart TV in your home network, in your home's network, doesn't matter. But with the help of network, we are well capable of sharing data. So according to me, from now onwards, you will be just saying group of devices when connected to each other through a medium so that they can share data, helps in form what? Network. Forms network. And the network is of these devices that are connected in that group. Okay, so our journey started from here. We have multiple devices. Let's suppose we have two devices, PC1 and PC2. Okay, the journey starts from only two devices. Okay, then see how we evolve. So we have two devices, a sender and a receiver. Let's assume these two devices is in the same room and we want to share data with the help of network. So what did we so what happens, guys? As you know, we have like computer engineer, we have mechanical engineer, and we have like multiple engineering are there, and we have electrical engineer. So guys, what you are using is not just like resolved from a same engineering department. These multiple engineering department togetherly work, and the result you are using is what? The powerful network, where we have devices, where we have cables, where we have drives, hard disk that have mechanical capabilities. Okay, so these people, these engineers combine their thoughts, combine their learning, and give the output. Like, if you want to connect two computers, then you can connect them through a cable. That cable you need to connect to PC1, and that single cable you, and the end of that single cable you need to connect to the PC2. And you already know we have multiple ports in our computer, like USB port, your charging port to charge your computer. Okay, charging, that is also a port, physical port, through which you are connecting your computer to a something XYZ, for XYZ reason. Charging port you're connecting to charge your computer. USB port is what? Connecting your pen drive so that you can share the data. You have CD drives, you have XYZ, these are the port. So guys, to connect these two computer, we have a special port that is known as LAN port. If you want to see the images, just see it. Let's go in the internet, and with the help of network, we are just researching our knowledge. Different ports in PC. Then we will be seeing images section from the Google. We'll go. You can see we have multiple ports, guys. Copy image. And if you are using your laptop or maybe from your PC, just go and check how many ports do you have and what kind of port do you have. Each port is used for a different connectivity to get a different result. We have HDMI port, Ethernet port. That this Ethernet port is what, basically these are what your LAN capability. You can see here, guys. If I want to show you LAN port, we have a I have a special. Let's go to a real computer so that you can just go and see it. You can see this is a backside of a CPU, and you can see this is what this where I'm pointing, guys. This is what this is your RJ45 LAN port. This is also known as Ethernet port. To represent the same thing, you will be seeing multiple names. You can guess, guys. Just keep one thing in your mind. To give, we have multiple names to represent a same thing. So some people will say LAN port, some people will say Ethernet port. Doesn't matter. Do not get confused. Just get clarity. A single thing can be having multiple names to represent that single entity. Okay. So we have LAN port, and we use those LAN port to connect devices in a network. So we develop the port through which we will be connecting the cable. Then after connecting the cables, what will be the end result? They can share data. See, group of devices when connected to each other through a medium. The medium is what? The medium is what? Wired connectivity. Guys, how they are connected? They're connected through a wired connectivity. So the medium here we are using to connect these devices are what? Wired. And guys, remember one thing, we have multiple wires to connect your computers. For example, you have copper cables that we generally used, and nowadays we have fiber optic cables also. Fiber optic cables. So you will be seeing to connect two devices in a network. If you're connecting two devices in a network through a wired cable, definitely you will be seeing a copper cable or a fiber cable. Okay. And in 2025, guys, we have evolved our connectivity part, and two systems can get connected to each other through wireless capability also. Okay. So you have another medium, that is what? Wireless. And in wireless you have multiple technologies: infrared, Zigbee, Bluetooth. Okay. So basically whatever you are sharing data in wireless is using radio waves. Through radio waves we are sharing data. But when you are sharing data through copper cables, you are sending electrical pulse from your computer. What are you sending? You are sending electrical pulses. And the same data in the fiber cable is shared through light pulse. If you have a switch in your home, switch that what switch? Your light switch. When you turn off the switch, there is no light, there is no electricity flowing in the tube light. When you switch on the switch, there's electricity flowing in the wire, and a continuous light is emitting. But guys, when you continuously turn off or turn off, what do you observe? There's a pulse sort of feeling. When you continuously turn it on and then turn it off, then turn it on for a longer second, then turn it off immediately, you will see a pulse like setting. So that's how we are sending data in a pulse format: electrical pulse and light pulse. And in wireless capable in your wireless technology, basically you will be sharing data in radio waves. Guys, in your CCNA studies, if you're getting confused what is wired, what is wireless, if guys, we will be covering each and every topic of CCNA, because CCNA include these knowledge. To learn more advanced thing, you need to start from fundamental. So what is the fundamental? You need to be known about, you need to be aware of computers, you need to be aware of wired system. Then in the journey in your CCNA, multiple more devices will be coming, like switches, routers, firewalls, router, access point, servers, etc. Devices. Each devices in the network is used to do a certain thing. Is used to do a certain thing. Okay, it's not every device is doing same thing. Like your mobile phone is doing basically what? Share basically your landline phones. Those are also devices, but those devices are used to share your voice data, not your PDF file, not your graphical things, just your voice data. So every device in a network has its own cause and has its own journey. Okay. So you can see when we are connecting two computers, we are using a wired cable, that can be copper cable and that can be fiber cable in the journey. So right now let's assume the first cable that we introduced, that was, guys, that was copper cable. So let's just scroll it down and continue. You have two computers, you want to connect them, so you used in the earlier stages we were using copper cables. So when we connect these two devices with the copper cables, so the data can be your PDF, data can be anything. I'm saying data. So when you want to send data from a sender to a receiver, because network was used to share data, not to do anything else. Okay, so the requirement when you connect, we have properly connected to each other, but right now we don't have any requirement, so no issue. We are not sending data, but suddenly there was a requirement that PCA needs to share a data, that this PDF file to PCB. If these two devices are connected to each other through a medium, they can share data like we have did. So these are connected, and as I said, these are connecting through copper cable. Let's assume these are connecting through a copper cable. So the data will be sharing an electrical pulse from PCA to PCB, and when receiving this pulse, this signal from PCA, this computer will decode it, what the pulse are representing. Then the data will be represented in the computer format, and suddenly that data will be shared through the help of network to the destination, without you standing up, collecting the pen drives, inserting it, copying the data, and moving to the destination, and then doing the same thing to share the data. We reduce that effort, and because of that effort, guys, just assume people are earning money from posting on Instagram, posting video on YouTube. They're earning money from those certain websites. But guys, suppose if there is no internet in the world, if there's an issue in the network in the whole world, do you think these Instagram will be sharing the data? They can use YouTube, or maybe they can play games, or maybe you can do transaction of your money, bank transfer, transaction. If there is no internet, you cannot do these kind of activities. So the whole journey in the IT industry starts from network, connecting devices so that they can share data. And guys, just see here, I haven't used any networking devices that you would be studying, like switches, router. These devices were used because in today's scenario, we don't have only two people in a network. Guys, we have lakhs, crores, millions of people in a single network, and we want to share data to anyone from the million. Guys, in the internet there are millions and billions of people, but from with the help of the internet, when we are connecting, you are connecting to the same internet, we are sharing data, but to whom? To those ever who has joined in our session. Only those destination who are joined our network, joined our group through the network, are only receiving the data. In today's scenario, we are not connecting through a single cable, but in between source and destination, they can be maybe in a single room, maybe in a single state, maybe different state, but within the same country, but maybe in the both of them are like very physically apart from each other, geographical location. Maybe one is in India and destination is from USA. That can also happen, and the data will be still shared in milliseconds. That is the job of network engineer, to maintain that network so that the devices can share data in milliseconds, not in too much of time. So the next problem was we were able to connect the devices, but suddenly a problem. The power of network, you can see, when you are connecting the devices, you can share data. But later on, guys, more people try to join the network because they can see the power. I don't have to waste time to go and get a external like hardware, pen drive, and CD. Then whenever I want to share data, I can send data, and at any point of time. So the problem arrives what? Now in the network we don't have only two people. Yes, we have more than one people like A and B, but more than A and B, like we have more people in the same network, PCC and D. These same people want to join the network, these same people want to join the same network. How can they? Same thing, they need to connect to each other. Then we need to insert the LAN port, multiple LAN ports to the computers, then connecting these devices. Because until we have developed a networking device switch, we need to connect each and every one of like them. We need to have multiple LAN ports to connect these devices. But the problem was, let's suppose there are thousands of people in the same network. Can you imagine your computer, or can you imagine that computer, a device that have multiple ports and and not different port, thousands of LAN ports just to connect thousands of people in your network. So that is not a good sense of thing. So what we did, we developed a device. We do not have multiple LAN ports. Yes, you can see a single LAN port or maybe two LAN port, but not more than that in your computer system. What we developed to connect more than one people, to connect multiple people in the same network. Now the problem was what? I need to connect. I need to connect more than two devices in a network. So what we developed, we developed a switch. We developed a device that is known as switch. So switch was a device. Switch is a networking device, guys. Switch is a networking device that has multiple LAN ports, that has multiple LAN ports in it. And see, now what we are doing, like when you have multiple people and you want to build your own single network, guys, give me 1 second, give me 1 second. Yes, then we want to connect multiple computers in the same network. What we did, we told that your computer that you are using will be having a single LAN port and a special device that is known as switch that will be having multiple ports. So you connect your computer A, your computer B, your computer C, D, and E to this particular device. You need to go to the market, purchase a switch from any of a vendor, maybe Cisco's, maybe XYZ company, Juniper, Fortinet. There are multiple more companies in the market to give the same device. But we are studying CCNA. So what we'll be doing, we'll be discussing only the devices that are developed from Cisco's point of view. Okay. So see, so when you want to connect these devices in the network, you bought a switch, then connect each and every device to the switch one by one. I'll go and cut a cable to a specific length, then connect one end of that cable to PCB and another end of the cable to PC to switch. Okay. Then same with PCC and switch. Then same with PCD and switch, then same with PCD and E. See, we still have few port left. Doesn't matter. These port can be used to connect more people. So right now, what we build here, we build a single network, and inside that single network, how many devices are there? PC A, B, C, D, and E. And now these devices can share data to each and every one of them according to the requirement. See here, if I want to let's draw this diagram in a simpler manner. So see here, we have computers A, computer B, computer C. Let's suppose this is inside the same office. Okay, computer A, B, and C and D. Guys, switches in the market are not only 6 port. You can see switches like buy a switch that is 6 port switch. You can buy a switch that is of 12 port. You can buy a switch that is of 24 ports. You can buy a switch that is 48 port. And guys, like in ISP side, internet service provider sides, and big enterprises, you can see 48 plus port switch also, because they have their own requirement. But right now, according to your requirement, how many port of switch you will buy? You can buy 6 port at 12 port according to your requirement. Okay, let's suppose we bought 12 port of switch, and then we are connecting the 12 port. Let's four here, then four here. Okay, done. Then what we are doing, then we are connecting one by one to these switches, PCA, B, C, D. Okay, you can see we are connecting. So what will be happening, like after these devices are connected in the network, so according to their requirement, they can share data. Like PCA want, like right now PCA wants to send data to PC, D. There is a requirement that PCA want to send data to PCD. Okay, so this is a data. Let's suppose data can be anything, a image that PCA wants to send. So that data will be shared through the port in electrical pulse, will be received by port, this particular port that I'm highlighting, that through which this switch, this PCA is connecting. Then after receiving the data, switch will be not seeing your data, but just seeing the additional information that is added above the data. Guys, remember one thing: whenever you are, whenever your device is sending data, your computer adds additional information. What I'm saying, what kind of additional information? Like you want to send a PDF, okay, but to whom, to who is sending, to whom we are sending, we need to add that kind of additional information above the data. Like for example, source IP address, who is sending, and destination IP address. Yes guys, IP addresses inside a network, your identity is your IP address. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Let's just suppose uh, computer A has added these information. Source IP address of PCA, who is sending, PCA is sending. To whom I'm sending, PCD. When the data is received by switch, the switch learns the IP addresses, not IP addresses, just the additional information. Basic. Right now, I'm just telling a random sort of thing. Just imagine that switch. Whenever switch receives the data, it checks the additional information. Whatever, we have multiple more additional information like source MAC address, destination MAC address. I'm not making you confused. Just remember the additional information is being checked by switch. Then after checking, okay, PCA needs to send data to PCD. Then he'll check to which port PCD is connected. You can see to this port PCD is connecting. The switch is well capable of sending the data to the only port, from the only port that destination is connected to. It will be not sharing to from every port, but from the port the destination is connecting to. So after learning, and after learning that okay, PCA wants to send data to PCD, and checking PCD is connecting to my fourth port, it will be sending the same data through electrical pulse to the destination, that is PCD. And after receiving the data, destination PCD will be again checking, okay, that is it will be whenever any device receives the data, it will first check, okay, whether the data is for me or not. It will be checking the additional information: source IP address, destination IP address, source MAC address, destination MAC address, source port, destination port. Error checking, guys, multiple things are being checked whenever your computer is receiving data. Because why we build it, why we build the network, so that we can share data. And the data should be sent only to the destination, not to anyone in the network. If I am sending data to you and the data is broadcasting to everyone in the internet, then this is not a good thing. My data is very precious for me. Okay, it can be something confidential. So if that is the scenario, people will be not using network, because I'm community, I'm sending you some confidential information. And if anyone can listen that, why would I share some confidential information to you in that network? So we have built a network so that these devices can connect to each other. They can share data in a secure manner. Guys, in today's 2025, only connecting is not a issue. We need to secure our devices also, because the data inside is very important. People can manipulate you. People can like stole your money, stole your data, your images, anything. With the help of network, we are connected. Okay, a good man is also connected, a bad man is also connected. And if we are connected, if I'm not connecting, my device is connecting. Okay, I'm not monitoring my device 24 into 7, but still my computer is connected in the network. I need to know what kind of data I'm receiving in my computer. Okay, so there are multiple more commands that you will be saying. Guys, any doubt till here? Any doubt till here? So see here, when we are connected in a network, when we were connected in a network, we can have any requirement, whether the requirement can be a single source and a single destination, whether the requirement can be, for example, PCA wants to send the same data to multiple devices, like let's suppose PCD and PCB, PCB and PCD. inside the same network, guys, inside the same network that we have built, PCA, B, C, and D. Now the requirement is what? So let's suppose the first requirement was done. PCA was well capable of sending data to PCB because they were connected in the network, and these devices were working in the perfect manner. That I'll be teaching you how they are collecting the information, what kind of information they are checking, and how they are like calculating that PCB is connected to my fourth port. How the switch is well aware of that. I'll be teaching you that. That is definitely covered in the CCNA that you will be learning in 2025. So the requirement is what? PCA wants to send data to PCB and PCD in the same network that we have built. Let me draw it once more so that to give a clear understanding. See here, we have the same requirement. We have four PC. According to our today's session, we have only four PC. We have four group of devices. We have a group, and we have four devices in that group, and we have a switch. Okay. Now see, to represent a switch in the networking diagrams, network engineer follow the same diagram that I'm drawing. A rectangular box and four arrow above it, like in the same pattern that I have drawn. So basically, this device represent then that this device in the network is what? A switch. So the diagram I'm representing here. See, earlier I have drawn a box and then I've simply written switch above it. You are known that okay, switch is a networking device that was used to connect multiple devices in the same network. Okay, done. Then I'm telling you more detailed information, like what kind of information? Diagrammatical representation. Because let's suppose you completed your CCNA, then you joined a company, and you are handling their network. So the network is already designed and implemented. You are just maintaining it and adding more devices. So how will be you adding if you don't have any knowledge about your network? Those company will be providing you network diagrams. Those diagrams will be containing these kind of objects. So if you're not aware of what this diagram is representing, how can you know that this is a switch or router in solving a issue? Okay, so basically the diagram I'm representing here is representing a switch. Okay, you cannot identify how many ports are there, but let's assume I'm saying this is a 12 port switch, and I'm connecting only four cables here to this switch. Now the requirement was, this was our PCA, this was a PCB, this was our PCD, C and D. Okay. After connecting the network, guys, my requirement was PCA now wants to send the same PDF to multiple devices. The destination is not a single device. PCB and PCD at the same time, like we are communicating right now, guys. Multiple people are connected in a network, but I am only sending data to you. Those are joined in the session, not each and every one of you, not your friend, not your family member, not everyone on the internet, but those people are connecting in the session. So this is basically multicasting. What I'm teaching you, what I'm just defining you is what? Multicasting, to send a single data to multiple people, guys. Okay, so this is data. Let's suppose data can be anything. So above the data, whenever anyone is sending, whether it's your computer, whether it's my computer, a sender will always add additional information about the data, like source IP, destination IP, source MAC address, destination MAC address, source port, sender's port. Specifically means sender, source port information, destination port information. We'll be talking about MAC addresses, ports, IP addresses in the session. Do not worry about that. Just these are some additional information. After adding these additional information, this information is being shared through signal. The switch will receive. After receiving, now the additional information, my switch will never check, but that my switch will never check the data, but it will check only the additional information that is being shared. So now the destination additional information will be specifying these two devices. Okay, so if you have properly configured multicasting in your switch also, guys, then my switch will be able to send the same data at the same time to PCC and PCD at the same time, guys, at the same time. So the data that PCA wants to send to PCB and PCD at the same time, we can do that with the help of multicasting. Earlier you can see we were sending data to one from one source to one destination. We can do that. Basically, this scenario is known as unicast. Unicast is what? When you want to send data from one source to one single destination. Like usually when you call your friend, when you call your family member from your call, that is basically what? A unicast call. One source and one destination, and your data is being shared through the network through which your devices are connected. What is multicasting? Sending data from one source to multiple people. The destination is not single. The destination is what? Many destination. Multiple. Many basically represents multiple. Not all. Not all the people in the network. Just multiple. Like for example, PCD and PCB, not PCC. So that is representing, like, this is what multicast. And the last in, like, I want to also give one more scenario to you in the network. So as you can see, these devices were connected in the network. Let me go and copy it down, because recreating diagrams take time, guys. Copy it, control Z, control Z. Yes, now I'll clear this diagram. That's how I'll be not redrawing it again and again. Okay, remove this, remove this, remove this, remove this, remove these signals. Okay, the last scenario that I'm representing, the last scenario, that is, like, for example, what if PCA wants to send the data to all the devices in the network? Yes, we can do that, guys. If you have We can have this requirement. If a single source want to send the same data to all the devices in the network, all the devices in the network, we can do that. Like in a network, how many devices are there? PCA, PCB, PCC, and PCD. Let's suppose the sender is PCA, and when the requirement is to all the devices inside our network, we can do that. Basically, how that scenario is known as, guys, broadcasting. Broadcasting means when you a single sender, one source, and the destination is all the people in the network. Whether they can be two, three, four, doesn't matter, but all the people inside the network. Then we have to do what? Broadcasting. Okay, so PCA is wants to send data, so it will be adding the, so this is the data. Okay, data can be anything. That same image that it was sending to PCD earlier, PCB and D earlier, now it want to send the same image to all the people inside the network. So guys, now the PCA needs to do broadcasting. It will add the source IP address of itself, the destination IP address, to whom they want to send, not PCD, not PCC, not PCD, but to all the people inside the network. So my computer A will be adding broadcast IP address. Guys, remember again and again, inside your network, when you connect your devices, the only identity your computer are checking is the IP address and the MAC address. We'll be teaching about that thing also. Just remember IP address and MAC addresses. These are your identity, your computer's identity inside your network. Done. So the destination IP address will be broadcast IP address. But I'll be teaching how we are defining broadcast IP address that represents all the people in the IP addressing session. So my computer has added all the information: source MAC address, destination MAC address, source port, destination port. Then when it sends the data, it will be received to my switch. After switch receive the data, I again repeat: switch do not check your data, your real data, but it checks the additional information that was added by the sender. So it will check the additional information, that is basically source MAC address and destination MAC address. After seeing the destination MAC address is what? Broadcasting. It will broadcast the same data. It will broadcast the same data from the all the port that are connected in the network, except the port through which the data was receiving. Guys, why would PCA wants to receive the same data that it is broadcasting? So it will never broadcast the same data through the port. It receives that single broadcast message, but to the port that is not connecting to the source, but from all the port that the switch is having. That's how the same data will be shared to PC D, C, and B at the same time. And that scenario will be known as broadcasting. If you want to see that thing, if you want to see, like, let me just show you the real magic of packet tracer. Yes, guys, lot of theory has been done till here, like basic fundamental. I'm not saying that it is too much of theory, but yes, it was theory. And we all know we are not interested in theory, we are interested in practical activities. So guys, let's build a small network here. Let's suppose, like, this is the Cisco packet tracer, a tool developed by Cisco, free of cost but best for students, learner, and professional. Guys, PM networking will be taking, like, your full care for learn from scratch to advanced level, providing you labs, your, like, video sessions, and the, like, your content that I'll be writing down here. We'll be sharing that too for your reference, so that whenever you are studying, you can just go and check what your trainer has taught you. Okay, and you also should have labs to perform those kind of activities. We'll be taking, like, care of that too. Do not worry about that if you have, if you are having any doubt. Okay, so let's just build a network. So I'll be guiding you how to download the Cisco packet tracer, but this is a small task. Go on internet and download the Cisco packet tracer. It is free of cost from Cisco's website. You need to go on Cisco website, search it down, hunt it down, and download it. This is a task, this is a researching task. After downloading, you can use it freely, whether you're using MacBook, whether you're using Windows operating system, whether you're using Linux based operating system. Doesn't matter. For all the operating system, this packet tracer is available. Okay, so you can see, like, can you guys see my um, mouse pointer? Yes, you can see the networking device. They are networking device. They are end devices. Basically, the end devices are your computer, for which the network was built. Your computer, my computer. These are what end devices. There is nothing beyond us. Yes, there is intermediate between you and me, switches, router, so that we can share data, but there is nothing beyond us, beyond end devices. So if you click on end devices, you can see PC, laptop, servers, printer, iPhone, keyboard, etc., etc. devices. I said devices. Your computer is a device, your switch is also a device, but your computer has much more capability and does a lot of things. Switch has its own property and its own use. Every company, every network has switch to build network. But if you don't have end host, if you don't have computers, laptops, servers, then what will be the use of switch? So these are related to each other. Okay, so see here, I'll go and click on PC1. Then if I want to select one more PC, then I need to click it again, then go and place it in my logical board. Then I go, let's suppose we have 4 PC. I need to do it repeatedly 4 times. Yeah. So we have 4 devices, and I want to connect these devices to each other. So what kind of device, what kind of another device we use? We use switch. So you can find out switch also here, just next to the first device that you can see, networking device. You can see the name here, networking device. Click here, then you can unlock multiple devices, routers that we have not talked about it in our session right now. We have switches, so we'll focus on switch. We'll click on switch, and you can see multiple model switches. Multiple model, why? Guys, see, switch is basically a device that is used to connect multiple devices in the network, but these switches has their own additional functionality also. Like, if I want to give a random example, then let's take the example of iPhones. iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, all of them are providing the basic functionality of calling with the use of the iPhone. But what is the difference between 12, 13, and 14? The functionality part. All of them are doing the same part, same thing, giving the same output. You can call your friend, you can call anyone. Okay, a mini device in your pocket. Okay, but the different models are doing what? They have their own additional feature. Maybe someone will be having nice camera, some iPhone will be having nice processor, nice look, thin, metallic look. Okay, their additional functionality. So you can go and see multiple model switches from Cisco 2960, 354, 3750, and Nexus series switches, multiple model switches, which are same thing, which are switches connecting devices inside your network, but every model has their own additional functionality. Some of your switches will be having only copper cable ports. Some of your switches are having fiber cable ports to connect you, because we our computer have multiple ports. If you want to connect your copper cable, if you want to connect inside your network through a copper cable, then you will be using RJ45 LAN port that I showed you in the session. But if you want to use fiber network for your connection, like if you want to use fiber cable in your network connection, then you need to have different port for that. We'll be talking about that in the interface and network, in the interface and cabling session in depth. Right now, let's just go and get a switch from here. So I'm using the first switch from Cisco Packet Tracer 2960 model switch. I'll be placing it here. So we have end devices, and we have end devices, guys, and we want to connect these devices to each other and build a single network. So we'll need to go and get a cables. This lightning bolt option is for cable. We'll go and get a cable. For in your initial days, just choose the automatic option for the initial days, until and unless I have delivered the interface and cable session. After that day, you will be using manual, you will be not using automatically, but you will be using the specific cable that you need to connect. Right now, for your work, you can only use the automatic part. Go and click it here. Then you need to click on the PC, and then the same part of the cable, other another end of the cable to the switch. One connection done. Then go and click again to lightning bolt and automatic part, then PC2 to the switch, then again go to the lightning bolt part, then PC3 and the switch. Then the same thing repeatedly, not a new thing, but you need to be aware of what kind of cable we are using. I'm not going in depth about the cables right now to make you confused. Just remember, network is what? Group of devices connected to each other through a medium. Fiber cable, copper cable, wireless, it can be anything. Right now we are using copper cable connection, guys. Okay, what I'm defining you is copper cable connection. You're connecting your switch to the copper cable connection. Done. So what, after this setup, you have just set up the first part. You have built a single network right now that contains 4 devices. Okay, done. But guys, the first thing is done here. Guys, remember one thing. You need, like, we have multiple steps that you need to accomplish so that you can have a proper network connection. The first step is to what? Give connectivity. The second step is to what? Provide addressing, provide your identity. So after connecting your devices, you need to provide your computers IP addresses. So I'm not defining, I'm not going in depth about IP addresses session. Let's assume the network ID. We guys, in a network, when you build a network, this network ID is representing your whole network. This representing this network ID that I'm writing. This can be different according to your, like, real scenario. But for my scenario, 192.168.0.0/24, this this numerical thing is representing this whole network. This network ID with we network admins checks the network ID, and after checking the network ID, we can identify how many IP addresses are there according to this network ID, guys. If I zoom it, I hope it is clear to each and every one of you. This is the network ID that is representing this whole network. Let's suppose that. And if according to this network ID, guys, let me write it down here. We have the number of IP addresses. We have 192.168.0 from starting from 0.0. Then the next IP address we have here 192.168.0.1. Then 192.168.192.168 0.2, 192.168.0.3, 192.168.0.4, and so on. Not unlimited but limited. Till where? 192.168.0.255. That is the last IP address inside this network. Okay, 192.168.0.254. That is one more IP address before the last one, so that you can start see. Just by knowing this network ID, Your trainer, like I am, can identify the number of IP address inside your network. 54. I'm not writing all the IP address from 0 till 255, and you can freely assign the IP address from this range to your PCA, PCB, PCC, and PCD. But from the same range, you cannot use a different IP address inside your network ID. So what you guys need to do after connecting your devices, you need to tell each and every computer that is connected inside your network that your IP address is this, your IP address is this. So you can randomly assign IP address, or you can, if you are a sensible man, you will always try to assign IP address manageably, because as I mentioned you, this is not unlimited. So you need to be aware of what IP address I have assigned and what IP address are not assigned, that I can assign to new upcomers. So that these devices can physically these devices can also physically connect in the network, and can also logically be right. So what we need to do, we need to assign IP addresses. You go on your computer A, click it here, then a pop-up will open and you will see multiple options. This is a logical representation of your computer inside a network. Okay, you can see multiple ports. Go on desktop option. Your first option, you will be seeing IP configuration. So guys, as I mentioned, you have multiple IP address inside your network. So we have multiple options, DHCP and static. So right now you will need to check on the static option. We will not be using DHCP right now, but definitely in the future session in your any company you will be using DHCP. But not right now. Okay, static IP address. So we'll be manually assigning IP addresses that let's suppose you are Sumit and you are a network admin. So network admin of your company will be assigning IP address to these computer. I go on PCA, I'll assign IP address 192.168.0.1. Why not 0.0? Because in our scenario, as I told you, 192.168.0.0 is what? Network ID. And we never assign network ID to any of the PC inside your network. Why? Because this particular IP address, your network ID is what? Is also IP address, but that is representing all your network, not a single entity, not a single device, but complete network. Okay, so we never assign the complete network to any one of them. Inside that network, we can assign a IP address that belongs to the same network, but not the network ID. So we have started from .1, then just type the 255.255.255.0 because of /24. I'll be teaching you why I'm writing this subnet mask and what is the importance of subnet mask. Very important. Without subnet mask, your IP address is what? Incomplete. Remember one thing. Without subnet mask, your IP address is incomplete. So after IP address, you definitely need to type the right subnet mask. This subnet mask, I'm well capable of writing this subnet mask not randomly, by just seeing the slash value. After seeing the slash value, I was okay. This is /24. Then the /24 represent this subnet mask. And do not worry about that. Very interesting and very easy part is IP addressing that I'll be teaching you in the next sessions, not today, but in the next upcoming sessions. Okay, let's just leave default gateway and DNS. Right now it is okay to leave, but in the later session we will be typing the DNS. Okay, done. We have assigned IP address to PCA, guys. We have assigned IP address to our first computer, that is PCA. But inside a network, we have multiple more. The network admin will go to PC2 physically, then go to the option desktop, then IP address, then type 192.168.0.2. Yes, we cannot assign .1. Why? Because .1 is already assigned. If you try to assign, you will be shown an error. This IP address is already used in the network. This is how smart your network is. So 192.168.0.2 will assign another IP address inside from the same network ID. .2 subnet mask again /24 represent this subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and we can leave default gateway and DNS for this session, guys. PC3, because yes, this is fundamental, and after learning fundamental, you will be learning advanced thing that is more easier than this. Okay, 192.168.0.3 subnet mask, then close it. Go to PC4, then desktop, then ipconfig, then 192.168.0.4, 255.255.255.0. That's all. Okay. After assigning IP address, guys, when these devices are connected inside the network, logically and physically, they can share data. Right now, this packet tracer is well capable of making you learn all the thing that is inside your CCNA, guys. So see here, what we'll do, we'll go on PC1. Okay, we'll try to ping. So we have to check whether we are connected or not. Let's do not use command line, we'll use the basic functionality of packet tracer. Guys, remember one thing: to achieve anything you have multiple paths, whether in your life, whether in the packet tracer, whether in any situation that you are in. To receive the same result, you can have multiple paths. That is up to you which path do you take. So right now, to show you that these devices can send data, what I can do is here, you have a message option here. Click here, then go on the PC from you want to send the data. Okay, this PC. And to which PC you want to send data, guys? Let's suppose PC4. Okay, see, as soon as I click on the destination, you can see a pop-up here, successful. This successful message represent that you are well capable of that. Through the network, you are well able to send data from PCA to PC4, from 192.168.0.1, that is the logical address of PCA, to logical address of PC4, that is 192.168.0.4. This is one way. Okay, let me show you unsuccessful result also, guys, so that you can say, you can identify that okay, there's a mistake. Let's go on, add one more PC here. Okay, this switch is a switch, and if you want to check how many port of switch this is, you can see I have 24 ports. You can see 2960, that is the model number, and after that you can see 24TT, that is representing we have 24 port and copper capable port, not fiber capable port on this switch. Then the second step, a new devices want to add on the network, you need to connect these devices through a median. Okay, we have connected them, but what the problem is here, I haven't assigned IP address. And if you want to check whether you can send data to this device without IP address, neither you can receive data, neither you can send data, nor receive nor send. Simple as that. Let's go and check it from here. I'll click again on the message option. This is the sender from where I want to send, and this the newly added destination. We have connected the device, but we have not assigned the IP address. So if you try, a PC4 has no functional port. That means it has no IP address. So it will be not able to send data. So to send data, guys, you need to assign IP address. Let's go 192. Let's suppose 192.168.0.5. Okay, subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and then just see here. Let's go to the message option, PCA to PC4. Now you can again see successful from PC0 to PC4. This physical name you can see here, successful. But remember one thing: right cable and right IP address. If you have a wrong IP address inside, you are inside a different network. Let's suppose you can see this newly added PC was inside 192.168.0.0/24's network. But if I assign IP address of a different network, a wrong IP address, let's just suppose change it to 100.10.100.10, a different IP address, a wrong IP address. Are we still able to send data to this device? Let's just see. 100.0.10.10 255.255.255.0. Subnet mask is right, but IP address is different. Okay, let's see it. If you try to send data from this device to the newly added wrong IP address PC, you will be shown failed. So you need to be using right cables and right IP address. Any doubt till here, guys? Any doubt till here? So that is all about your fundamental for today's session. Okay. So guys, what we have learned the basic function of importance of a computer. If I go on from the starting, You know what is a computer? Computer is a machine that takes input. Very just need to be clear of this thing, three things. Without input, our computer cannot process anything. You need to give instruction. Then after giving instruction, your computer will process it. What type of instruction? What is it? It is, and what kind of result I need to perform. It will check on those things. Check whether the hardware are running properly or not. If everything goes on well, they will be producing an output. That is the result. Anything that is inside your computer is what? Data. A file, folder, document, images, xyz things. Everything inside your computer is data. Even I'm sending you the my voice is also what? Data. Just see, I'm well capable of sharing my screen and the voice that I'm having through the network to you guys. That is also what? Data. So network was built to so that these computer can communicate, you can say communicate to share data. These all are representing one thing. I am again repeating. I am again represent saying. See, communicating is also what? Sharing data. You can have multiple option to multiple words, multiple newly added meaning. You can have multiple words to represent same functionality, communication, sharing data, xyz. So we started from the journey of floppy disk, CD, pen drive, the physical part. Then we know what was the use of network. What is the best part of the network? We do not need to have any of these kind of floppy disk, CD, pen drive. Then we need to physically go on the destination and share the data. We do not need to do those kind of thing in 2025 because we are connecting these devices with the help of a network. So what is a network? Group of devices connected to each other through a medium so that they can share data. And to connect these devices, we are using multiple medium, fiber cable, there are wired connection, there are wireless connection. If we are going to the wired connection, we have copper cables and fiber cables. If we are going with the wireless connection, we have multiple more technology. But all of these technologies are sharing data through radio waves. Then we learn that a computer has multiple ports and each port has their own use. But to connect your computer inside your network, what kind of port do we use? We basically use your LAN port. LAN port basically this one. This- okay, so it exactly look like this and uses the copper cable to connect your computer. You don't have multiple LAN port inside your computer. You must need to have one LAN port to connect your computer to another computer in that network through a wired connection. But guys, if you do not have like as you know, we have wireless connection. We have developed wireless technology. So my laptop is not having only just wired like LAN port, but it is also having wireless technology also. So in 2025, it is not necessary that your computer will be having LAN port, but if it is having LAN port, you can connect your computer inside any network through a wired cable. That is, I am assuring you. Okay, that is one part. Then, if you want to connect multiple computers, multiple end devices are the one that is why we built the network for you, for me, for your mobile phone, for your smart TV. These are end devices, and your switches, router, firewall. These devices will be covered in your studies, and will be like will be telling each and every result of each devices. As you know, switch was used to develop one single network, not multiple network. One single network. Inside that single network, it is up to your requirement. You can have four devices, you can have 50 devices, whether you can have also 200 devices inside that single network. But whenever you want to build a network, definitely you will be using a single, not a single switch, you can multiple switch also, but switches are used to build a single network. You connect your end devices to the switches. Switches come in various ports: 6, 12, 24, 48, 48 plus, according to your requirement. What kind of network you want to build. Okay. Then we learn about after connecting inside a network, you can send data one to one from one source to one destination. But that is inside the destination should be inside your network. If the destination is not inside your network, like for example, the newly added PC in our scenario, we added inside the network, but the IP address of was of different network. So that causes an error, and the last result you can see failed. So switches are only well capable of sending data if the sender and receiver are belonging from the same network. From the same network, as in from the same network ID. If the source and destination are belonging from the same network ID, switch is well capable of sending data from source to destination. But if the destination is belonging to a different network, then switches are not capable of sending data. Okay, you can send one to one data, that is unicast. You can send one to multiple people, not all but multiple people, like inside your network. Like you have four devices, pc a, b, c and d, but you want to pc a want to send data to pc b and pc d, not to all. That means exempting pcc. That represents multicasting. And you can also do broadcasting. That simply means sending a data to all the devices that are inside your network, guys. So that is what we have learned till today. And what I'll be giving you a task. We like, you know what is CCNA? That is for your network journey. Like when you want to learn about networking, when you want to learn about servers, when you want to get into IT, guys, just learn network. I'm not saying that network is the only thing that you need to learn, but that is the fundamental and important part. Like inside my body, the backbone is very important. The backbone is very important. Why? If my backbone has some issue, my all the body parts of my, like all the body parts, my hand, my legs, have their own functionality, but they are all connected to my body from the backbone. If there's an issue in a backbone, we don't have a proper functioning. So in the IT world, network is the backbone, guys. If there's an issue with the network, everything will be useless. You cannot use network, you cannot give services to your client, you cannot watch YouTube, you cannot have session like these that you are having right now. So like, if you want to have more information like this, or like want to have things, then I guess PM networking is the best place for your journey, guys. I hope you enjoy the session. You learn something new. If you are already aware of these things, in the upcoming session, there are multiple more topics, that OSI model, IP addressing, like we have types of network, we have types of internet cables and like interfaces that we'll be showing you. After that, when you are well aware of the fundamental, we'll be learning this place, the command prompt of your device. You will be learning different commands that will be helping you giving certain output. And after getting the output, you need to check if everything is working wrong or right, whether you are having the right IP address or not. Okay, so I'm just typing some commands to make you show some interest, but that doesn't mean that you will be learning few commands. You need to research, you need to try it on, and then you need to ask it to me, to your trainer, guys. That's how your journey should be. So that's all for today. I hope you learn. Any doubt with the session, you can ask me right now, guys. Any doubt? Any one of you? Okay, IST timing, that your sessions will be, guys, from your 9 a.m. from till 11 p.m. Okay, that will be also confirmed in your group that you are added. If you have any doubt, you can ask me on the group also. I am also available. Praful sir is also available. Arun sir is also available. We can help you out with that. Okay. Thank you for giving your time.